Hey, Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is Brother Steve back with another video. Hope you guys are doing good tonight. It was a long, long, long day. But you know what? It's all good. We made it through. The Most High has carried us, and we're here. So I'm truly, truly thankful to come to you guys with a very, very informative lesson today. More so history-based. For all of those who are new to this channel, if you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it, perhaps, if you choose to. But for the most part, this work don't stop, okay? Brothers and sisters, I received some questions regarding the Arabs, okay? The Arabs. And essentially, I was asked about the origin of the Arabs. So one of the brothers asked me if perhaps I could do a video. Now, some of you may have this understanding. The majority perhaps may not. And I do believe that this is necessary in terms of just having historical perspective in terms of the prophecies concerning the children of Israel and all the other nations when it pertains to the Bible, okay? Brothers and sisters, just like I have in times past in previous videos, what I like to do for people who are new to this channel is show them what we're using in terms of Bible study and extra biblical records, academic, historical, archaeological support, if you will, to further this lesson and understanding for those who are looking to gain insight, okay? Let me show you guys what we're going to be using tonight. Today we're going to be going into our King James Version Bible, okay? We're going to be using the King James Version Bible, okay? As you guys can see, this book here, it's been through a lot. And, we all have the books where we can tell just by looking how much it's marked up and this and that. So this book here has had a lot of usage. I have quite a few King James Version Bibles, but this is my favorite one because this Bible here, this was a gift. This was a gift here. This was my gift when I first came into the truth. I've had this book for now about let's see here, almost 11, 12 years. 11, 12 years. Okay, so this book was given to me from a minister in the city of Detroit here, Reverend Kenneth L. Polk. Now, this brother here, he was my first teacher in terms of furthering my passion and ambition of studying and learning about Christ as a born-again believer and saint, okay? So this brother here, he was a teacher, still is, and his name was Reverend Kenneth L. Polk. And Reverend Polk, I just want to say, brother, Shalom, God bless you, thank you for being an excellent teacher, for being an excellent teacher. Very, very well studied in the Word, and I appreciate everything that you showed me, everything that you taught, and you have been such an influence on my life, and I thank the Most High that He allowed us to cross paths. So I just want to say thank you. Okay. So brothers and sisters, that was for a teacher of mine from the past. His name was Reverend Kenneth L. Polk, excellent teacher here out the city of Detroit, Michigan. Phenomenal, just phenomenal. Okay. So brothers and sisters, we're going to use the King James Version Bible. We're also going to go into the works of Josephus. The works of Josephus. Okay. Works of Josephus. And we're also going to go into the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Okay. We're going to use the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Okay. All right. And if necessary, I may use, forgive me, brothers and sisters, I might use the Apocrypha if I happen to go into the history of the Greeks or Romans pertaining to the lesson tonight, I might touch it, I might not. There is some biblical reference in terms of this particular lesson that could be applied, but we'll see. Okay. Also, too, I may use this book here, Blacks in the Bible, James Warden. I may use this also, okay? So we'll see. So, once again, brothers and sisters, I received a question about the origin of the Arabs, okay? And for the brother and brothers that inquired in terms of the origin, we're going to start off here by going into the Bible, okay? We're going to go into the Bible because I want to show you guys something. So, brothers and sisters, if you have your Bibles, if you like, please follow. Now, we're going to go into the book of Genesis, chapter 16, okay? We're going to go into the book of Genesis, chapter 16, okay? And I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it and then expound somewhat on this teaching and this particular lesson, all right? So once again, guys, if you have your Bibles, please follow if you like. If you want to take some notes, that's fine also. This will be a history lesson, a biblical history lesson, utilizing a multitude of resources for our further learning together, okay? So I'm really privileged and pleased and truly, truly thankful to edify, teach, and build. I'm so very blessed to do this for you guys. I mean, it's a blessing. So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to start off by reading chapter 16, and it states, Now Sarai at the beginning of this here is really Sarah, okay? Now Sarai, Abram's wife, and we know Abrams is Abraham, however you choose to pronounce it, okay? Now Sarai, Abram's wife, bare him no children, and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar or Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, Behold now, the Lord hath restrained me from bearing. Now, Sarah is basically telling Abraham that the Most High has prevented her from bearing children, having babies, okay? I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. So essentially, Sarah's resolution for her lack of childbearing is to present Abraham, her handmaid, or, if you will, concubine. But we're going to use handmaid. And once again, Hagar was a black Egyptian, okay? A black colored Egyptian, okay? Now, it may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarai. And Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dealt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband, Abram, to be his wife. Verse 4. And he went in unto Hagar. Now this is Abram having intimate relations or sex or procreation with Sarah's handmaid. So basically, they did the do, okay? And she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes. Hey, I mean, brothers and sisters, you already know. I mean, women, I'm sure you can somewhat look at this situation and not have some form of jealousy. You know, it's very, very interesting. I mean, there are situations that I'm sure that we have heard in certain stories where perhaps there were a woman that couldn't bear a child. Now, you know, in today's time, I mean, I don't know how many women will be down for that, but it happened, and it happened all the time. And even in today's world, it does happen, but it's very, very discreet and quiet. You know, it's very, very personal. Most people don't like talking about those type of subjects, but I mean, it happened here in this situation. Okay, let's continue. Let's proceed. All right. Verse 5. And Sarai said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my maid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarai, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleaseth thee. And when Sarai dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face. So because of the venom and because of the jealousy and envy of Hagar bearing a son, or more so dealing with her husband, Abram, there was jealousy. There's jealousy. See, even in times like this of polygamy, things and situations like this happen all the time. And it definitely happened in ancient biblical times. And it still happens today in those particular cultures that practice polygamy, okay? Let me continue, brothers and sisters, all right? Verse 7. And the angel of the Lord found her by a fountain of water in the wilderness, by the fountain in the way of Shur. And he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence camest thou? Where have you come from? And whither wilt thou go? And she said, I flee from the face of my mistress, Sarai. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, or Ismael. Two pronunciations. It's Ishmael or Ismael. Now, in the King James Version Bible, it's pronounced I-S-H, Ishmael. Okay? In the records of Josephus, is pronounced Ismael. Same person, okay? Let's proceed, brothers and sisters. Because the Lord hath heard thy affliction. Now check this out, brothers and sisters. Verse 12. Very, very important in terms of identifying the people of Ishmael or Ismael, the Arabs, or Ishmaelites, Ishmael, Arabs. Let's proceed, brothers and sisters. And he will be a wild man, and his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him. And he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren, or brothers, or people. So when you look at the Arabs today, the sons of Ishmael, they're at war with many nations. These are the people of Islam. They follow Muhammad, and their teaching is violence. The Bible indicates that these people are such as a wild man in terms of their mentality, their thinking. That's why essentially, when it comes to studying the Bible clearly identifies and indicates the sons of Ishmael, okay? Just based upon these group of people in the earth today. They rule by the sword, okay? Now, we're not going to say all Ishmaelites operate like this in terms of violence, but in terms of edification and identifying these people, these are those that the Bible, that this Israelite doctrine describes, will be as a wild man, okay? And he would be in the presence of his brothers. Quote unquote, what you see today. You see what's going over there in Afghanistan. You see a lot of these terrorist organizations. And they're fighting their so-called jihad. Okay? And essentially violence is the objective and violence is the end. Strictly by the sword. Okay? Verse 13. And she called the name of the Lord that spake unto her, Thou God seest me. For she said, Have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Beer Lahori, Beer Lahori, Beer Lahori. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. Kadesh and Bered. Verse 15, brothers and sisters. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar the Egyptian bare, Ishmael. Ishmael. So for those brothers out there who inquired about the origin of the Arabs today and the sons of Ishmael, here is the origin right here. Okay? Here's the origin. Now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to switch over from the King James Version Bible, and we're going to go into the Josephus, okay? And for those of you that do have the Josephus record, please, if you like, you can follow me. You can follow me in, brothers and sisters, in book 1, book 1, chapter 12, and I think we're going to do, let me see, what sections? We're going to do sections 2 through 4, okay? So this is going to be Book of Josephus, okay? Chapter 12, sections 2 through 4, okay? Sections 2 through 4. Now, once again, brothers and sisters, you can purchase this online. This book here, you can go to any bookstore, if you will, and find older editions. They are available. They're not too difficult to find. Very, 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 very good book to have for biblical studying the King James Version Bible. I mean, just superb, excellent in nature. Okay. So, brothers and sisters, we're going to start off here at section 2. Okay, section 2, and it states, "Now in a little time, Abraham had a son by Sarah, as God had foretold him, whom he named Isaac, which signifies laughter. And indeed, they so called him, because Sarah laughed when the Most High said that she should bear a son. She not expecting such a thing as being past the age of childbearing, for she was 90 years old." Now, y'all sit up here and tell me, just listen to that part right there. The Most High, arm is not short, right? There's no small thing to where the Most High can't do it. And, well, the Most High had to show up miraculously to show Sarai, hey, I made a promise to your husband. I will fulfill. I am the mighty I am. See what I'm saying, brothers and sisters? Let's continue, y'all. As being past the age of childbearing, for she was 90 years old. And Abraham 100, so that his son was born to them, both in the last year of each of those decimal numbers. And they circumcised him upon the 8th day. And from that time, the Jews continue the custom of circumcising their sons within that number of days. Check this out, brothers and sisters. Check this next part out. Here it goes. "But as for the Arabians are Arab, sons of Ishmael." See? It's really that simple. "But as for the Arabians, they circumcise after the 13th year." So, in the book of Josephus, it's indicating circumcision in terms of how sons of Jacob or sons of Jacob, the Israelites, circumcise their sons compared to as the Arabs circumcise their sons. Completely total difference. Okay? And Josephus is indicating that here based upon customs, right? All right, brothers and sisters, let's proceed, okay? But as for the Arabians, they circumcise after the 13th year because Ishmael, I'm going to say it again, y'all, because Ishmael, the founder of their nation, and nation, brothers and sisters, means race. So for you brothers that inquired about the root and origin of the Arabs, this is the identity of who they are over in that part of the world, in that region, okay? All right, let me see, where was I at here, brothers and sisters? All right, here we go. Because Ishmael, the founder of their nation, who was born to Abraham of the concubine Hagar, was circumcised at that age, concerning whom I will presently give a particular account with great exactness. Check this out, brothers and sisters. As for Sarah, she first loved Ishmael, who was born of her handmaid Hagar, with an affection not inferior to that of her own son, for he was brought up in order to succeed in the government. But when she herself had borne Isaac, she was not willing that Ishmael should be brought up with him, as being too old for him and able to do him injuries when their fathers should be dead. Now, brothers and sisters, when you go back to Genesis 16, Scripture mentions that Ishmael, the nation of Ishmael, will be like wild men, willing to do their brother harm. So when you look at the treatment of what the Ishmaelites or Arabs were complicit with, they were also complicit with the murder of Jacob, the Negroes, Hebrews. Their hand was also in it. So this was prophecy, identifying who would be against the children of Israel, the tribes. See what I'm saying? This is the truth. I mean, it has to be identified, and there's no hatred in this, brothers and sisters, because this is just history. It's just history. It's documented history. That's all it is. Okay? Let's continue, brothers and sisters, okay? All right, let's see here. All right. She, therefore, persuaded Abraham to send him and his mother to some distant country. Now, at the first, he did not agree with Sarah, with what Sarah was so zealous for, and thought it an instance of the greatest barbarity to send away a young child and a woman unprovided of necessities. But at length, he agreed to it. So eventually, Abraham agreed to this. because he loved Sarai, his wife. In understanding prophecy, in terms of the Most High, it had to be done. The influence was definitely, hey, his wife definitely influenced that decision. But Abraham, being the final decision maker, went along with this to protect the future generations and the seed of Jacob. That's what happened here, brothers and sisters. Okay? All right, let's continue. All right, let's see where we at. Okay. All right. So basically, brothers and sisters, there's what it states next is it says that, but at length he agreed to it because the Most High was pleased with Sarah. So the Most High God was pleased with that decision that Sarah made. You know what I mean? Hey, the Most High he was all for it because the Most High was looking at the bigger picture. He had a plan for the children of Israel. And you couldn't have two warring brothers fighting over prophecy and a plan. So Hagar and her son Ishmael had to be separated. It had to be done. And that's why, unfortunately, a lot of, or many Arab nations have hatred towards Negroes, Israelites, sons of Yaqub, sons of Jacob. They have hatred because they know that the prophecies concerning chosen people was given to the Negroes or the 12 tribes of Israel. So they became complicit with Edom, the Idumeans, okay? Now that's going to be a different lesson. I'm not going to get too in depth. I'm just highlighting and identifying certain historical implications that occurred in that time, which is documented in the Bible and in the record of Josephus, okay? So let's continue, brothers and sisters, all right? Because the Most High was pleased with Sarah, with what Sarah had determined, so he delivered Ishmael to his mother, as not yet able to go by himself, and commanded her to take a bottle of water and a loaf of bread, and so to depart, and to take necessity for her guide. Check this out. But